welcome to another episode of Laying Down the Lore of the Old World. A lore podcast in which we aim to separate our dragons from our dryads, our griffins from our goblins, and our witch elves from our wood elves, and generally ask, what's up with this Warhammer stuff?
Bretonnian.
My name is Ben Crombarber, and while I used to know pretty much fuck all about Warhammer, I now know very little.
Bretonnian.
With me is my co-host, Christopher Crowlin Allen.
No.
Darren gets worse with age, doesn't he? He's not getting any better.
Who, despite years of valiant effort, still knows next to nothing.
That shut him up.
And my dear brother, Darren.
I apparently have the shithead version of Alzheimer's. Who are you?
Who knows?
Pricks. Tourette'sheimer's.
Who knows so much about Warhammer, it's frankly disturbing.
Tourette'sheimer sounds like a beer.
After an abysmal attempt at playing I put Vermintide? After an abysmal...
Season your steak with Vermintide.
Shut the fuck up! After an abysmal attempt at playing Vermintide many moons ago, this dichotomy between our levels of understanding became clear, and this series is an attempt to address that ignorance. I do wonder what it's like for people listening to this show for the first time this episode. They're like, what the fuck is this shit? Are they even listening to each other?
Hang on, sorry, this is a show. What?
If you are listening to the show for the first time and none of that made sense, we'll post the actual intro in the description, so then you'll have a better idea. You can read it sans interruptions.
As a scientist, I think we should have a control.
For those that are not seeing the video, Dar is wearing a shirt that he's got a collar that you could go hang gliding on, but he looks like a scientist. And it's a nice shirt. It's got a pocket at the bottom of it as well, and so it's like a cropped lab coat.
Yeah.
He looks like a genuine scientician right now.
A scientician. Yeah. That's how I've diagnosed myself with Tourette'sheimer's.
I suspect we're going to hear the phrase "according to science" a lot this episode.
Or because science, bitch.
Yeah.
Because,
science-related things.
Yeah, for science.
Yep, right. We've set this episode's theme. Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Done. Right. I feel duty bound to Dolly Mouse to just give you the last few tongue twisters just to wrap up this list, right? So I'm going to stick these in the chat.
Was Dolly fired another few in?
No, it was a list of 15. So we did a few last week. We'll do our last episode. We'll do a few this episode. Right, Crowd, go. First one.
Okay, all right. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
Gross.
Darren, that was a question. Not rhetorical.
Reverse counter.
With a pencil.
Yeah.
All right. You're up next.
Brisk, brave brigadiers brandish broad, bright blades, blunderbusses, and bludgeons, balancing them boldly. Badly.
We're smashing these. Can we do 3 for 3? All right, here we go.
Right, I think this next one, Carl, I've tried saying it slowly on its own. That's fine. Say it fast 3 times. That's, I think, where the challenge comes.
Okay. A proper copper coffee pot. A proper copper coffee pot. Ooh,
no.
A proper copper... a proper copper coffee pot. A proper copper coffee pot. A proper copper coffee pot.
Nice. Right. Dar, final one.
Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed Fred bread. Although, because I've got my wrong glasses on, I've got my faraways on, it looks like Fred fed Ted breast and Ted fed Fred breast. That's a far more interesting tongue twister.
Did you say breath or breast? Because both of those are pretty interesting. Breast.
How'd you feed someone breath? That's not science, Ben. It's not science.
Yeah. I was in. This is such a random tangent. I'm going to say it anyway. When I was in Canada, I was chatting with one of Pree's friends, one of the girls that she lived with, and this girl was so lovely. I'm not going to name her name. She's really, really lovely. And all of a sudden, mid-conversation,
come on, Chris, guess Canadian names.
She started telling me about how the last time she went out, she got drunk and then spent the entire night running around a club asking, basically conducting a survey as to how many people liked being spat in the mouth.
God, I'd say she came out of that looking like a drowned woman. Jesus.
Apparently the figures are a lot higher in the positive than you think.
Yeah. But who was she asking? Just people in general,
Everyone.
or men, or women?
Everyone. I think it was an even split.
What's weird is she was in a kindergarten. What?
Yeah, what's weird is it was a kids' party.
Yeah, it was a daycare center. Stop spitting on kids, you fucking weirdo. I'm sure you're lovely. Yeah.
Well, I came here for some fucking Warhammer.
All right, Crow.
We're about 10 minutes in, mate. Can we have some Warhammer?
Yeah, this is going to edit down nicely, though, Crow. Don't you worry about it.
The warm Warhammer... What? I can't think of a tongue twister.
The Warhammer what? Okay.
Nailed it.
Right, Crow. You know what time it is.
The warm hamster wielded a Warhammer. There's something in that. There's definitely something in that. All right, I'll work on it. I'll get back to you.
Hello, Reichland. It's time for Sirot's Ebu Recap.
Hey! Chalices! Chalices up.
Chalices. Because we're talking about Bretonnia. Yeah, Bretonnia. What did we do? Was last episode about the heroines, wasn't it? The ladies.
No, last episode was not about the heroines. I haven't filled in the blurb sheet yet. It was the Dark Heroes.
Oh, and also we mislabeled the episode as well, didn't we? Because you guys are idiots.
And so you've mislabeled this one?
I don't know. All right, okay, I don't know. No, I don't. No,
yeah,
I didn't.
so we dealt with the dark reflections of Bretonnian culture, mostly centered around vampires.
Oh, you absolute knobheads. Then this isn't the right title for this recording either.
Yeah, you've got this one wrong as well,
This is episode 63, not... No. Don't fucking put this on me. You cockwomble. You guys fucked it up last time, and this is the knock-on effect. This is the knock-on effect.
Warhammer.
This is the knock-on effect that you have. I quit.
So yeah, all right. Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris.
I'm done.
Let me just say, not updating the blurb document is not science. Let me just say that.
It's not science.
It's definitely
straight out the gate.
Take that lab coat off.
Yeah,
you don't deserve it.
So we dealt with Merovich of Mousillon, the kind of vampiric knight who had killed the king and then laid siege to the various dukedoms of Bretonnia, was killed, then interned in a tomb which sank into the swamp in the center of Mousillon, only to come back, like vampires, are wont to do, probably at night, with hilarious consequences, because I can't remember exactly what he did. And then we dealt with the Red Duke, if you recall, at the end of towards the end of the Bretonnian Crusades of Araby. He was set upon by home-based assassins at the gates of, I think it was Al-Hayek, and then he returned home, set up his little vampire dukedom, tried to take control of his. And
he found out his wife was dead. Is that right? Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Were the assassins dressed as Araby
women? Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
One of them spoke in an Aquitanian accent.
Bretonnian with an Aquitanian accent, which I believe is a heavy lisp.
Death. No, how do you say that with a lisp?
Death. That's, you've picked the one word everyone can say.
Yeah.
Sausages.
Death to the sausages.
And then, yes, he created an army of undead, but also of Bretonnian ne'er-do-wells who were rebelling against the kind of lawful rule of the crown, with hilarious consequences. So it was an episode just kind of showing the other side of Bretonnian nobility, how its reflection isn't chaos.
And and at the end,
just dicks.
And at the end...
just dicks. There was an army of just dicks.
My God, he's corrupted by caste. No, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
But then, wasn't his brother the king and his brother then attacked and destroyed his army, but couldn't take it. He couldn't kill him. He couldn't burn him. So he just buried him in a fucking mausoleum or something.
Yeah.
And then
and no one reads history, so no one understands. You can't just bury a vampire and fucking get up again.
And then the prophetess went and put a magical seal on it and said, "That's you're not coming out of there."
Yep.
But then kissed by a rose and all of that. Yep. And then some fucking dopey tomb raiders came along at some point, 500 years later, didn't they? And then they were like, let's siphon off some of this magic. And then they actually released him, and he ate them all, and then he's back.
I remember nothing of this. Did you guys do an episode without me or something?
Wow. Maybe.
I think you were pretty active in that episode as well, Crow. It was one of the ones you were kind of more awake for. Yeah. It's weird.
Jesus.
So this is what I'm talking about, people, right? I changed the intro to accommodate the fact that we know more than nothing right now. But the point I was making was that we still go through whole episodes and then forget the entire content of them. So, it's basically we're trying to fill up a bucket with a hole in it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's filling up a sieve. That's what we're doing.
We're trying to fill up a tube. An empty, bottomless tube.
And that is science.
For science. So anyway, Chris, I thought that was one of your better recaps.
Mate,
Chris, bravo.
Yeah.
Go me.
Go you.
So, we're on our penultimate Bretonnian episode today. So we're going to we've dealt with peasant heroes, heroines, dark heroes, and now we're going to deal with royal heroes of Bretonnia. And we're going to launch straight in with King Leuon Leoncouer, the Lion-Hearted. Leuon the Lion-Hearted. He is the current king of Bretonnia in our... there is some kind of cognitive dissonance here, because he's the current king of Bretonnia 300 years after the age of the Old World game, which is the newest version of Warhammer Fantasy, which didn't exist when we started the podcast. So
sorry, he's the current king, which is, did you say 300 years after the current time of the
Ben. It's science. It's all a bit complicated.
It's science, Chris. Yeah, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand.
Hang on a second. I'm getting a bit tired of this. You don't question how a mobile phone works. Let me just read the fucking lore. So Leuon was born into the royal household of Couronne, and so he was a son of a king of Bretonnia, and he took the questing vow quite early, while he was still quite a young prince. I'd say mid-teens rather than he was 6, because that would be fucking amazing if he was a 6-year-old questing knight with a two-handed...
It's happened in the past. Wasn't Tutankhamun or Ramesses or something like a bambino when they... This is Egypt, obviously, ancient Egypt.
When they made him king?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a difference between being appointed a king, which is, at that age is really just a title, isn't it? He's got all of his helpers doing the work, and a grail, a questing knight. There's a lot more action.
A knight out on the frontier. Yeah.
Do they even make armor that small, Kral? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Has science allowed for armor to be made on that scale?
I tell you where science goes wrong, and this is completely tangential into a different IP. Welcome to our Warhammer podcast, listeners. In an episode of The Mandalorian, the little Grogu fucker, the little green small Yoda, baby Yoda, they put handcuffs on him that fit exactly, which means the Empire manufactures handcuffs for children. They didn't make them there. They already had them.
Amazing.
Yeah. During his kind of travel, during his quest, he encountered many kind of grail prophets and ghosts of knights. He survived battles against both demons and dragons, and slew, I'm going to say, innumerable monsters, probably 70. At one point during his quest, he fought alongside the Green Knight, who we'll also talk about this episode.
Oh,
eventually,
Mysterious Green Knight.
He met the Fey Enchantress towards the end of his quest. But while he was still a questing knight, he kind of saw the sorry state of the kingdom of Bretonnia and wanted to raise an army to go and right these many wrongs and make the country safe.
And it had to be via an army. Couldn't have been through a manifesto.
Well, it's only one guy.
Army.
He can't lads it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's only one guy.
Yeah.
So he returns to Couronne. When he arrives, he is so kind of battered and kind of grimy and filthy with the mud of the road that the guards at the gate mistook him for a peasant and basically told him to kick rocks. He sort of wiped all the shit off his shield, revealing the kind of heraldry underneath, and then they let him in. But I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? Go up to a nightclub, your name's not on the list, and you just wipe stuff off a shield.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of adaptation of the Monty Python scene, isn't it? It's like, how do you know he's a king? Yeah.
Well, it's not covered in shit.
Arriving kind of, as I say, battered and filthy into his father's court, he's primarily seeking aid to combat. Father! Where is your god now, priest?
Speak, priest.
He's trying to raise an army, as I say, to reconquer or make safe the kingdom of Bretonnia, primarily from a fairly powerful necromancer called Leuon, who used to be a kind of court vizier within the Bretonnian kind of noble circles, but he was ousted from his posts because he was practicing dark magic.
A kind of Jafar-esque character. A Disney Jafar.
I like the idea that it's just Jafar, again, in noses and glasses and eyebrows disguise. Yeah. Speaking with an outrageous French accent. Without a lisp, actually. Yeah. Leuon's father was deeply disappointed that his son has returned, kind of symbolizing a failed quest, because he didn't come back a Grail Knight. And he was so kind of irritated and disappointed, he gave him but 16 knights for the mission to kill this necromancer.
That was his punishment.
You wanted an army, here's a handful of lads.
Yeah.
Leuon nonetheless led his small band out to encounter Mallobaude's undead host by the shores of a mystical lake. Very few other types of lake in Bretonnia. There's an ordinary lake. How can you tell? It's got peasants around it. That's it. Mystical lakes, no peasants. Yeah. It's the gated communities of Bretonnia.
The private estates.
That's right. Being a kind of Bretonnian at heart, obviously, he just launches into a full kind of lance formation charge, which is one knight at the front, two knights behind him, 3 knights behind him, and so on.
Or as it's known in science, lame.
Lance armed maneuver effort. Lame. Yes. Because they're surrounded by hundreds of undead raised by this necromancer, one by one, I don't know why I'm chuckling, one by one, his companions are killed.
Of course they are.
You had to be there, really.
Of course they were killed. They brought lances to a fucking massive battle.
That's right.
Everyone's like,
no,
get behind
they were
them.
using them cleverly. They went sideways. So that
would be cool. I love that. Like spokes on the wheels. Like,
yeah.
Just at ankle level.
Bring me my spiked horses. Yeah. So his final companion, Brocard the Bold, one of Leuon's kind of oldest and closest friends, managed to get to Mallobaude, but was incinerated by the necromancer's dark magic. I mean, at this stage, the dark is implied, really, isn't it? Because he's a necromancer, magic. Yeah,
we keep saying it just so that we know.
Yeah, just to hammer home that necromancers are evil. As the kind of the kind of undead tide swooshed forward, shambled forward, we'll say. Leuon himself fought, but was overwhelmed and died. Thank you for listening to this episode.
Okay, so his father was like disappointed that Leuon wasn't a Grail Knight, said, I'm going to send you horrifically under-resourced to take on this really powerful enemy.
Yeah, he Alan Sugared him.
I mean, he just wasted 16 knights.
Yeah.
This is fucking shit. I hate Bretonnia.
I'm only joking. He didn't die. He actually collapsed into a lake, into the mystical...
got saved by the lady of the lake, became a Grail Knight, really powerful, and just fucked everyone in one fell swoop. The end, right? Am I right?
With a lance.
I don't even need to write blurbs anymore.
This shit writes itself.
It does, yeah. Which is why they picked it.
Yeah, okay.
As kind of he fell into the waters, just utterly exhausted from the effort of fighting, and fear beginning to clutch at his heart as the undead kind of surrounded him. Sinking into the water, he felt himself kind of bathed in light and a feeling of kind of deep peace. Not shallow peace.
That's what happens when you pee in the pool.
Deep peace. You have no idea how prophetic that's about to be. Feeling of peace kind of enveloped him. This peace was unfortunately shattered by a monstrous lake lion, a primeval kind of aquatic beast common in Bretonnia, or found in Bretonnia. With his sword lost, I like to think of it as just a regular lion who's wet.
Looks really pathetic and sorry.
Yeah. No,
I'm drowning.
We're going to do the ultimate callback here. It's a lion in a shark costume. That's a lake lion. Bilingual. Let me just say that.
Talking gibberish.
In a Scouse accent. So Leuon used his dagger to slay the beast, and stabbing it deep into its gullet, which is a great word and a great place to stab, just if you're ever in the need of a place to stab.
We do not condone that.
Absolutely stab lions in the gullet.
Okay.
Let me just say that. That is the official laying down the law stance on lions.
No human gullet stabbing, no. We are not fans of that.
Yeah.
But its gullet is behind its teeth, down its throat.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry, I should clarify. You have to stab it from the inside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let me just get in here.
With this kind of final exertion of effort, he was enveloped in darkness himself. Call back to Chris. He drifted into the waters, kind of sinking down, passing out of our own existence. He awoke in a magnificent kind of underwater courtroom, surrounded by kind of strange and beautiful creatures and clearly noble Bretonnian women, as well as kind of virile and upright Bretonnian knights. And presiding over this court was a woman with radiant kind of silver hair, just glowing beauty, the Lady of the Lake herself. And so he didn't just encounter the Lady of the Lake, he rocked up while she was in the middle of a kind of royal party in her under the sea. I can't do accents.
It's just the attitude. Just go for it, mate. It's fine.
Yeah. So the Lady of the Lake invited him for dinner, explaining that a dark age looms over Bretonnia, and it would need a great kind of man, a great king to lead it. And she revealed that the Grail itself was actually just a symbol. The true power came from the water, which is her own kind of divine lifeblood. So Grail Knights are actually drinking the blood of a goddess.
Wow.
So their vampire counts themselves, ironically?
Sorry, Mel, it's not blood, Chris. She put her hands together, and it filled with, and I quote, glowing golden waters.
Yeah,
Piss,
make a
basically.
cup with your hands.
Yeah. She pissed in her hands, and he delicately drank from them.
Ew.
Amazing.
The liquid filled him with radiance and kind of divine energy. She golden showered the king of Bretonnia.
That's the power of uric acid.
Oh, look at that. First question from Chris there, immediately after mentioning golden shower.
Yeah.
Just drawing parallels, it was like, so this sacred juice that the Grail Knights drink is actually the Lady of the Lake's lifeblood.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just reminded me of Ben's story about his Canadian friend once removed who spat in people's mouths. That's what the Lady of the Lake is doing, just spitting in people's mouths.
Yeah. Effectively,
yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're into it or not. Like, the benefits are, numerous.
Yeah, now, it'll be interesting to see if my next comment makes it into the edit. The glowing radiance that fills Grail Knights is actually AIDS.
It will make it into the edit. Fuck it, we're gonna go boldly. We're just taking a piss.
Yep.
It's fine.
Literally, yep.
Kral's not happy. I think Kral has AIDS.
Hearing AIDS.
I've got something to tell you guys.
So as this kind of radiance, this
Ben's
liquid vitality filled his life, we'll call it the monster energy drink of goddesses. Heat surged through his veins, his body was renewed, his muscles kind of transformed into kind of hardened
muscles.
Yeah, I was trying to think. His muscles went from floppy to tense, and
this is how Space Marines are made.
Yeah, exactly.
And because science.
Now, I could explain to you the science behind magical elven goddess piss, but I'm not going to. That's
a separate podcast.
Yeah, laying down the lore after dark.
Available only on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Fatigue kind of fled from him. He became Popeye, basically, after spinach.
That's someone with a stroke.
It would have been a very different cartoon if Popeye got that effect when Olive pissed on him, wouldn't it?
It would have been a different cartoon entirely.
That's the sound he made while being pissed on.
Yeah, that's not a pipe, that's a funnel. The lady, glowing with joy, kissed Leuon, proclaiming his new name was Leuon Leoncouer, the Heart of the Lion. Interestingly, in the Warhammer IP, that's where Lion-Hearted comes from. It means exactly the same as it does here in our own world. Someone has the heart of a lion, lion-hearted. But here it's referring specifically to the King of Bretonnia. She asked him to reclaim all of Bretonnia in her name, and beside her stood all of the lost sons of Bretonnia, these knights, these noble Bretonnian knights, who were kind of very pale, star-eyed knights clad in archaic Bretonnian armor, all of whom were children who had the male children who had been taken by the Lady of the Lake and her agents were now immortal champions in her service. So she has her own elite regiment of magical knights. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Mr. Ben.
In terms of, so obviously the Lady of the Lake is an elven goddess.
Yep.
In terms of that kind of obviously, in terms of that kind of shindig that your man walked in on, was that like, is the Lady of the Lake just a slither of that? Is the goddess present in her, but kind of, masquerading? Or is it like a little slither that is sentient in and of itself? Is it operating of its own accord? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you mean. No, that is the elven goddess manifested.
Right. So she was there wholly.
Yeah, it's not a representation of her. It is the actual goddess manifested. And that court, the courtroom kind of thing is a misnomer. It's her royal court.
Right.
Mr. Okay. Chris.
Is that experience that I can't pronounce his name, what was it? Lionheart, let's call him Lionheart, had. Is that what all Grail Knights experience?
No.
When they become Grail Knights?
Most Grail Knights, when they experience it, are usually dying from a massive kind of battle against all odds that they've managed to win, and they're next to they're next to a body of water like Lionheart. But the Lady of the Lake comes out of the water, dripping, and lets them have a drink from her. What do we call it? Furry chalice. Mm-hmm. So they are not pulled into her realm like Leuon was.
Leoncouer.
The king of Bretonnia.
He is an exception, not the rule.
Yes, exactly.
And there was no indication while he was there. He wasn't like, do you know what? For a Lady of the Lake, you've got awfully pointy ears. I wasn't expecting that. What's that about? Like there's nothing.
She's got no ears at all.
She's got no ears at all. Yeah. So it's just gills. That's how she lives in a lake.
How was the Lady of Lake? It was weird. She had a balaclava on. With the lost sons of Bretonnia by his side, Leuon erupts from the lake back into the real world, in quotes, of Bretonnia, catching the undead off guard. I love the idea that the undead are like, "Whoa!" but they're just standing there. Yeah,
blimey.
Mallobaude was frozen to the ground as the Silver Host charged, shattering the undead with their very presence. Leuon himself was a kind of whirlwind of swords and hooves, maybe a lance every now and then, who knows. But all of his weapons left kind of glittering arcs in the sky, in the air, as each sword stroke found the neck of an undead minion.
The way that you described that just makes me think of like the Tasmanian devil, and it's just a cloud. When he spins, it's just a cloud, and there's just like random bits flying out of it, and
But weirdly, his head is on top, and it's just pointing in the same direction all the time. It's not spinning.
Yeah.
Mallobaude kind of grinned, resurrecting more undead, and summoned a wall of bone. I think it's actual bone, not metaphorical bone, aka dicks. Drawing his sacrificial blade, the necromancer prepared a kind of final cataclysmic spell to destroy the knights that were now devastating his army. And in response, Leoncouer cut the straps from his shield, which had the kind of the symbol, his heraldry and the symbol of Couronne, his city, on it, and with his newfound superhuman strength, hurled the shield at the necromancer. He Captain America'd him.
Cool.
So, at this stage, the writers are just stealing from every fucking IP.
Yeah.
King Arthur's Legends, Captain America.
Yeah.
Something about piss.
But he missed. Whee!
Yeah. Boink! It went 6 feet. Yeah.
That thing's fucking heavy.
No, it got stuck on someone else's lance. It was really embarrassing. The shield smashed through bone and armor and severed Mallobaude's head at the neck, and obviously then clattering to the ground, the undead army kind of collapsed, flowing out from the point of the necromancer.
Love it.
A pointy necromancer, my goodness.
Oh, he must have said what a one-liner after he did that.
Yeah.
Cut the straps off his thing, threw the fucking shield, lopped the head off, looked at the camera and said, "Ben,
say that shit kicker."
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly.
That.
I am the shield of Bretonnia. Yeah, that's what he shouted.
Take some weight off. Yeah.
Not today, and so on.
You've been decaffeinated. Wait, that's another. Yeah.
Hang your hat, bitch. Yeah.
So he returns to Couronne, and within a few years, his father passes, and Yeah, Outlaws Lances. Everyone now has to train the
you only need a shield,
Olympic
so you need.
shield toss. Yeah, Bretonnian knights now riding into combat with 2 shields.
It's a defensive offensive.
And huge quivers full of other shields.
All the trebuchets now have shield ammo. All the bow and arrows are just bow and shields.
It's like, wait, if we're going to use shields as weapons, what do we use as shields? Here, have a lance.
Swords.
So it's the same thing. They just swap their hands over.
Yeah. I've now a vision of those kind of those weird macho contests that men have, where they spread their fingers and they use a knife to go in between each fingers, but it's a shield.
It's a shield.
Right, me buckos, welcome to the first episode, sub-episode, feature of The Lore is Right.
Ooh.
I'm going to ask a number-based question of you both.
20.
And you have to try and guess the right amount without going over, and the closest wins.
Without
Are
going
we
over.
ready?
Okay.
Without going over.
Okay.
My question is, how many tribes of the Bretonnian populated the land that would become Bretonnia after travelling through what would eventually become the Empire?
What do we do? Just put in our bids?
Yeah.
14.
What do you think? I'll say 14. Oh, I feel like 20 was the number that came to me. I'm going to say 18.
You're going to say 18. 14 and 18. Now, have you locked those answers in?
Locked in.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. Locked in.
Final answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are 14 dukedoms within the land of Bretonnia, but I'm afraid it was 20 tribes originally came over into Bretonnia. It was the number that Chris blurted out at the start of this.
I was so confident.
So Benny takes it. So it's 1-0 to Ben. Well done.
We'll keep a
15
running
love.
tally.
All right.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
He was eventually crowned King of Bretonnia some 30 years prior. At the age of 70,
Wow.
he looks way younger than he actually is. His vitality is maintained by an oddly, suspiciously yellow drink that he gets every now and then.
Rejuvenating.
His ascension was unanimously approved by all of his peers, being the other dukes and grail knights, and he received the blessing of the Fey Enchantress, Morgana Le Fay, not to be confused with Morgana Le Fay. At the time,
not the Fey Enchantress.
as I say, he was said to be over 70, but he still appeared in his prime, which makes him, towards the end times, he's 104 or 105 years old. Wow. Which is oddly, and still virile, which becomes an issue for him later in life. Many dangers still faced the Kingdom of Bretonnia at this time, including, but not limited to, the rise or the continued plotting of my favourite necromancer, Heinrich Kemmler, and his friend, his undead best friend, Krell, amassing hordes of undead.
Kemmler and Krell. Great 90s comedy.
Yeah,
Saturday morning duo.
There's kind of rising rumours of Skaven infiltration amongst the southern provinces of Brionne and Bordelot, and the northern provinces are seeing increased raids from Norscan barbarians, and greenskins are an eternal issue within Bretonnia, because obviously they hear about a place called Massive Orkral, and that's where they want to hang out.
Everyone does.
Who wouldn't want to?
Everyone
wouldn't want to go there?
Yeah, man.
Who would not want to go there? So yeah, King of Bretonnia.
So he's the he's like the poster boy king of Bretonnia. Is that right?
Yes.
Is he like when you think of Bretonnian rulers, Mr. Lionheart is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, the unpronounceable ruler of Bretonnia.
Yeah.
Shut up, France. Yeah.
Unpronounceable except for Andrew, what's his face? He'll know how to pronounce it.
Oh, mate.
He'll know how to pronounce C8.
Andrew Fawcett. He knows how to pronounce everything in every language.
Excuse me. Now that we know his penchant for French, it's Andrew Fawcett.
Fawcett, yeah. Yeah, I think he posted again to mention that he was Canadian. I don't know why that was relevant, but
a boot.
You're
welcome.
That's as much Canadian as I know.
That and spitting in people's mouths.
Yes. Yeah.
We mentioned there the Green Knight. He had fought alongside the Green Knight on a couple of occasions. So where are my manners? I should be showing you images of Leuon Leoncouer.
We're flying in the dark here, man. Yeah. I can already picture him, to be honest. Picture a Bretonnian king. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks exactly like a Bretonnian knight. It's the same thing. It's the same picture.
I want to see the picture of him. I want to see him astride on a pile of burning lances.
Yeah. I want to see him kind of mid-launch out of a lake.
Just as he get roided up.
No. Well, you see him riding a hippogriff because he rides a hippogriff.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Seen that image before.
Mid-griffin buggery.
It's Bugger A. Yeah.
Bugger
Griffin! Yeah. That's what he calls. That's his war call. That looks like an old figure. Would I be right in saying that?
There was only 2 editions of the figure made. One in 5th edition, one in 6th edition.
Right. Okay.
That's the better one from 6th edition.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because it's all about proportionality. Like if they remake that. Oh no, they wouldn't remake that, would they? No, because it's
300 years in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like the Griffin as a whole would be a much, not talk about Griffin holes, but it would be a lot bigger, wouldn't it? Like a hell of a lot bigger.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they're the Bretonnian knights with silly things on their helmets to make them more bigger targets. On the other bit of artwork, you see the Bretonnian knights with it looks like a unicorn on the top of his helmet, a hippogriff on the other one.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing, Kral. If he's not wearing that, how would he know in which way to move? Do you know what I mean? Like he needs to move forward
using his eyes,
and then to the left one.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Using his eyes. The blind knights of Bretonnia, going based on air pressure.
So the red guy can only move in L's. What's the Pegasus? What does the Pegasus move in? Is it a Pegasus?
Up.
It is a Pegasus. That would have been an interesting game of chess.
You can't get my guy. My guy is 7 feet in the air.
Love it.
Moving on, yes, the Green Knight, is the sacred protector of Bretonnia, closely tied to both the land of Bretonnia and the Lady of the Lake. He appears mostly to questing knights as a challenge to their kind of martial honor. And you can always tell when he's arriving, if you're a questing knight, because the skies darken, mists come from nowhere, and then turn green and coalesce into the Green Knight.
Wow. And he comes out of the cloud just coughing and spluttering.
Yeah.
He's like, fucking hell.
Yeah. As the kind of de facto champion of the Lady of the Lake, he defends all of the sacred sites. And as I say, appears to test not only the martial skill, but also the faith of questing knights. Again, this is something that's just tied into the legend of the Green Knight from the Arthurian kind of saga. He's known amongst beast herds as the Shabech, and literally on his horse launches out of old trees or bodies of water to exact vengeance
like
on
a
the
tramp.
beastmen.
It's a great fucking night.
Like a
It's like Grouch. Is it Grouch or something? Sesame Street? It's in bins and shit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a more like a Bretonnian version of, I've forgotten the character's name, from Kung Fu, the kind of wandering hobo who fights crime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is it the kind of the drunken master? Is it a drunken master? That style of like martial arts.
Yeah.
Where they're like
it's
drunken boxing.
Yeah. Drunken, they just
Usually after he has fulfilled his mission, either dispensing justice or kind of the questing knight he's fighting passes the kind of test, he vanishes into mist. Not vanishes into the mist, he vanishes into mist. He just goes,
wow. Okay.
Like a special effect from the early 2000s.
He sounds a little bit like Kato from Pink Panther.
Yeah, appears from nowhere, beats you up, and then makes you a cup of tea.
Yeah, exactly. Like just to keep you on your toes. Like I love that.
Just to do it.
He's the Bretonnian Kato.
In terms of his kind of capacity for combat, he is an unparalleled sword fighter. He is arguably the best representation of knighthood that Bretonnia has to offer. So it's like this psychic embodiment of the ideal Bretonnian knight. Weapons often pass clean through him, and even severe wounds have little effect. And here we see again a copying of the kind of Green Knight legend from the Arthurian tales. He's even decapitated once and simply picks his head up and puts it back on.
I mean, how do you fucking defeat that? That's like...
Yeah.
Also, like, how do some weapons pass through him, but he can also be decapitated? There's
a kind of magical weapons can damage him, so it's like the kind of the older rules for non-corporeal undead, like wraiths.
Because
they can't be damaged.
Ben.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, are you wearing a lab coat?
He's only wearing a tank top.
Yeah. It's a scientific tank top. There are pockets in the side, and they're full of instruments.
Whatever, get to work, you fucking intern. In the game, he is equipped with two kind of magical items. One is the Dolorous Blade, or
the
Dolorous
Blade.
Dolorous
Amazing.
Blade, I suppose, is the correct pronunciation.
Time-traveling blade.
A time-traveling blade. It's effectively a weapon that gives him multiple attacks and can cleave through armor like it was butter. Quite rarely in the game, his other magical item is a horse. I'm going to say, listeners, the ultimate callback, this is the spiritual successor to Lucky. It's called the Shadow Steed. And it's a kind of mystical, magical horse of fey power. And is really, the benefit it gives them is it's not encumbered by armor, which is a great idea, but shit execution. You could have given it, like, the French is like, it's like the horse is like the moose thing from Frozen. It has its own character, comedy sidekick, kind of
comic relief.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also, like, if you had a horse that was not encumbered by armor, you'd dress it up like a tank, wouldn't you? You would just give it the most ridiculous, like, 2 foot thick armor all around. And a cannon.
No, I wouldn't. I'd dress up as a castle.
Turn it into a fucking siege tower.
What? Yeah. It's armor. Yeah. Or like start moving your piano with it or something. Like when does it become armor? You know what I mean? When does armor become just like stuff?
Yeah.
Protecting it? Huh?
So I mean, effectively, what we're suggesting is that there must have been a point where it was like Buckaroo. They were just testing what they could load on the horse.
Absolutely tanked on Bretonnian wine. Let's put another fucking thing on it.
So again, some images, and these will be in the show notes, of course. The Green Knight in both art and miniature. You can see the Dolorous Blade.
Which one's
there.
the Green Knight?
Which one's the Green Knight?
Those are from the same image, aren't they? The art.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like the top mini is like, you could address me in anything. I'm unencumbered by any armor. I'll put seaweed on you.
Yeah. Magical seaweed.
Fucking hell. So we don't really, it's an ethereal being. Is that really the gist of it? We don't know.
It's the embodiment of Bretonnian nobility. That it's the spiritual embodiment of Bretonnian nobility.
This is a question. It isn't an actual person or elf or god. It's an idea and the best of Bretonnian manifested.
It is widely believed that it is, and it just simply an embodied Bretonnia made into a man.
Okay.
In my kind of nature of spoilers, I should say it is actually a man. It is Guy de Breton. So it's the leader of the Lads tour.
Shit, okay, the OG.
The OG. So he exists within the other world of the Lady of Piss. And she he's her chosen champion because it was him that first reunited Bretonnia and made it into the somewhat ironically,
the corrupt cesspit of fucking capitalism.
The shield of Ulthuan. So Bretonnia itself is a shield of the Elven kingdoms, and
Yikes.
so another royal connection there with the Green Knight because it is revealed during the end times. Well, during the end times, it's revealed that not only is the Lady of the Lake an elf goddess, but that the Green Knight is Gilles de Breton. Mr. Chris.
Cool.
He's like the Stig, only got revealed right at the end. And now we hand this battle over to our in-house driver.
Who was the Stig?
Some say he can be decapitated and not die.
Who was he?
Others say he dresses his horse in seaweed.
Answer the fucking question, Kral. Who was the Stig?
The Stig? I can't remember. I don't know. I think he was some like touring driver champion or something like that. I think there's been many Stigs. Michael Schumacher, I think, was the Stig.
Joe Pasquale.
One of the Crankies.
That's why he never spoke. One of the Crankies. No, both of the Crankies. One on the other shoulders.
All of the Crankies. It's just Crankies all the way down.
Yeah. We're going to close out the royal episode with the kind of enemy of Leoncoeur in the kind of closing out of, or towards the end, or towards the beginning of the end times, that's weird to say, Bretonnia enters into a kind of civil war because a knight known as Mallobaude kind of raises an army, rumored to be the bastard son of King Leoncoeur. Mallobaude was once a kind of dashing and heroic knight, and certainly is described as one of the finest young lances in Bretonnia. I don't know if that's a sex thing. And after surviving alone in the Border Princes, you'll recall Bretonnia has quite a significant presence of either knights in good standing or outcast knights in the Border Princes. He earned his knighthood, but immediately renounced the kind of role and became a questing knight, dedicated to seeking out the blessings of the Lady of Latrines and a revelation from the Holy Grail about his purpose. He wanders far and wide across Bretonnia, kind of cleansing entire valleys of greenskins, fighting harpies kind of on the tops of mountains, and battling kind of goblin tribes, rooting out chaos cults, and hunting monstrous creatures such as the infamous Blue Hag of the Forest of Chalons. The Blue Hag is in fact a giant troll. It's not he's not like bravely killing an old woman. That's just weird.
It must be quite easy to spot in a forest as well. Like big blue. Really, it's a color that pops in nature. Yeah.
She's not neon blue.
She's navy, is she? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the Blue Hag. I don't know what it is. It's either a really ugly woman or a really sexy troll.
Either way, yes.
Man. So after many years of questing, he reaches this moment of despair and stops at a Grail chapel like a little chef, just kind of roadside, have a snack.
Get an Olympic breakfast.
Really convenient, massively disappointing. Yeah.
Do you know what? And it's so old-fashioned, this Grail chapel. The only drink it has available in cans is Lilt. I've not seen Lilt in
I've not
decades.
seen Lilt in it. The only good thing about Little Chef was those little lollipops that you could get on the way out the door. That was it. Everything else was just like, it's just awful. It's just fucking awful food.
And Ben eats some awful food, people.
Yes, I do. Sometimes it's not even really food. But...
And I wouldn't describe it as eating. What? So as we've discussed, the Grail damsel kind of counsels the questing knight that the quest is not about getting recognition or even to drink from the Grail. It's to continue seeking despite despair. It's to have faith, effectively. That's what the whole...
It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, man.
Yeah.
All that
so
jazz.
What would you say? It's a test of kind of the strength of your soul rather than how strong your sword arm is. Or your shield arm, as we've discovered.
But not your lance arm.
Not your lance arm. It is eventually he's drawn to Mousillon, the cursed city, where he fights the undead near a site in Mousillon called the Orphan Hills. I hope that's just Orphan Hills. I hope that's just hills where orphans are, and it's not like a huge pile of orphans, still living orphans. Eventually, clearing out Mousillon of the kind of more dire threats, he eventually comes across, probably literally, a shimmering lake in the forest of Ardennes, where a hand emerges from the water holding a golden chalice, the Grail. He's getting his Grail quest, or he's completing his Grail quest. Drinking from it and making this face, Mallobaude expects either death because he feels he is impure, because he is not the rightful son of the king, if you see what I mean. He's got a bit of self-loathing there. Or the lady's blessing if he's judged worthy enough as having completed this.
Or shame, because he drank this.
Or deep, deep shame. Oh, my nightmares and scenario in all of this stuff is, what if you drink piss and you discover that you love it? That is worse, I think. That is worse than... I think that's why a lot of people don't do more experimentation, because what happens if that's what you're into?
Yeah.
Because you don't choose what you're into.
I wonder if there would be more shame attributed to that than drinking piss and other people knowing that that's what you did.
Yeah. Your beard is yellow. Yeah.
And you stink of piss. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And technically, drinking, if that's what you're into, drinking your own piss, is that a form of masturbation?
I swear to God, there's been a trend recently of people saying that there's health benefits to drinking your own piss. And I'm like...
Yeah, because it kills off the idiots. Morons. The health of everyone else goes up. Yeah. After drinking from the Grail, a truly kind of existential crisis comes over him, because he neither dies nor becomes a Grail Knight. Yeah. What happens is he sees a terrible revelation, like the kind of profound truth behind Bretonnia, or he's raised like a madness born of Mousillon's misery, where he spent a lot of his Grail quest. This kind of revelation, whatever it was, shattered all of his expectations and kind of deeply affected his understanding and interpretation of not only the Lady of Lake, but the knightly code, and indeed Bretonnian chivalry. And such a kind of terrible vision led him to cast aside not only his knighthood, but he cursed the Lady of the Lake as well, and returned kind of broken and desolate to Mousillon seeking death, really, more than anything else. But all he found there was the kind of a crucible that kind of contained his burning anger and hatred. He concluded that not only had he lived a lie, but Bretonnia itself was a lie, and he swore to overthrow the crown and abolish the worship of the Lady of the Lake, and to right the wrongs, in quotes, done to Bretonnia and its people.
Classic supervillain.
Yeah. A pavilion? What?
Yeah, super pavilion. Yeah.
A super pavilion. What?
What happened? Like, how did that happen? Was there some sort of chaosy thing involved in the...
No. I think what happened was he saw the truth of the Lady of the Lake, and the reason Bretonnia is, the codes of chivalry.
The meat shield of Ulthuan, basically.
I think that's what he saw. I think he saw
the truth.
The manipulation of his entire people to be kind of sacrificial lambs, a kind of, break in case of emergency, kind of human meat shield, yeah.
But then I guess the question still stands, like, how did that happen? Was it like a genetic, like, abnormality? Was it so...
Oh, I see. How did he see this truth? I don't know. I think there may have been a Tzeentchian intervention. I've not actually read the book that this is mentioned in.
Was that not the intention of the Lady of the Lake, then? Was that not the intention at all of anybody?
What do you mean?
For him to have that prophetic vision?
Oh, yeah. No, not at all. Yeah. So he drank from the...
Got to be chaos.
He drank... if in doubt, chaos. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got to
be. Yeah. It's definitely got the feel of chaos about it, hasn't it? Like, let's stir the pot.
Did the Lady of the Lake come chasing after him? No, you weren't meant to see that.
No.
Yeah, look at these ears. Hold on, let me take my balaclava off. Like, look at these ears.
Yeah,
okay, all right. Full disclosure, I'm an elf. But, okay, hear me out here.
But I'm a good elf.
But I'm a good elf. That's what a bad elf would say. He shared the kind of details of his vision with the kind of ragtag nobles of kind of Mousillon's court, because it's still an occupied Bretonnian city. Some joined under his banner out of kind of a shared sense of outrage, or others out of kind of bitterness and malice at their lot in life. And they pledged to reclaim the ducal palace. Maldred and Malfour's heirs, if you remember from the affair of the false grail.
Who could forget?
Yeah. Mallobaude's kind of charisma and conviction really is the equal of the benefits of that the Grail Knights get, making him like equal in power and aura to a Grail Knight. And many came to believe his outlandish, in quotes, truth about Bretonnia. But despite his kind of bitterness and his hatred and resentment, he retains kind of perverse sense of honor. He never kind of slaughters noble opponents without offering him a chance of redemption in single combat, though he overwhelmingly skilled in such duels, and he always is merciless towards commoners and non-Bretonnian peoples.
And dickhead.
Wow.
This kind of ragtag band of like rebels, I guess, let's call them, that are against the crown. They are as powerful. Some of these are as powerful as Grail Knights, but in a different way.
No, yes, but it's his conviction and his belief in what he witnessed and what he had in his vision.
Empowers him. Yeah.
Empowers him, yeah. Him
so
specifically.
They can go toe to toe with Grail Knights. They're a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean he's a Lord level character in the game, and so you're able to go toe to toe with enemy generals.
Got it. Okay.
So his armies employ a lot of mercenaries. There's a lot of black powder, weapons and war machines, so cannons, handguns, that kind of thing, AK-47s. And his court is also supported by groups of necromancers, witches, and every now and then, even a vampire kind of makes an appearance in there. So he is what is it? The kind of criminal underworld of Bretonnia is not led by, but is kind of under the heel of Mallobaude. Mr. Chris.
Mallobaude, sorry if I missed this. Do they rule any lands, or are they kind of underground?
It's Mousillon, really.
Mousillon.
The city and
the
surrounding
land of-
countrysides. Yeah.
The land of Bretonnian dicks. Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2517, so what's that? 35 years before the end times, rumors spread around Bretonnia of this Black Knight whose banner has been raised in Mousillon. As we said, his forces are kind of swollen with disgraced knights, ruthless cutthroats, mercenaries, cats and dogs, Muppets.
Mines.
Yeah, mines. The worst of the worst. The mine. And his the Black Knight is, of course, Mallobaude, and he forms the Knights of the Black Grail, which is his personal retinue of elite
Original
kind of warriors, elite knights. Yeah, it's a bit emo, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, and thus a kind of Bretonnian civil war emerges between the king and what is widely believed to be his son, or his bastard son. He fights under the kind of banner of a golden serpent, so effectively a yellow serpent on a black field, giving him
black and gold. It's a good look.
It is a good look.
Yeah.
So he's known as the Black Knight. And thus, really, we come to the end of the royal heroes of Bretonnia.
Woo!
We will return not only to Leoncoeur, but also to Mallobaude when we do the end times in about 5 years' time. Yep.
Mallobaude.
There we go.
Wow.
Thoughts on royal heroes of Bretonnia?
Pretty royal. Pretty
delicious.
Apart from the last
Not
one.
only are they heroes, but they're pretty royal. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a the Mallobaude sounds like a kind of anti-hero in a way.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
kind
yes, that's exactly what he is. Yeah.
He's against everyone. But he still fights against the enemies of Bretonnia as well, I'm assuming.
As well, but not like out of his own sense of kind of selfishness and his desire for survival. He doesn't do it out of any sense of loyalty to Bretonnia and the king. There is an image of Mallobaude, which I'm just trying to fire on here.
What's you doing at Mallobaude? Yeah, I want to learn more about how he managed to get that vision of it. And that's just your theory, is that, Darren? That like you think he went off you think he went a bit crazy? And
that's my theory. Yeah. Yeah,
but
he saw the truth.
What his vision? No one saw. No one actually knows what the vision was. He saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes to both of those.
Yeah. And I want to know what the Lady of the Lake's response was when he did that.
Jobby in a jar.
Did she get a response? And was it piss based?
Was it piss based? In fact, it turned out he wasn't drinking her lifeblood from the Holy Grail. It was, in fact, piss angel delight. Yeah, a blancmange of piss.
But I'm guessing there was no interaction between the Lady of the Lake and Mallobaude after he had his.
Because it wasn't the Lady of the Lake. You see a hand with a embracing a child come out of water. You instantly think your reaction is it's the Lady of the Lake. So you just drink out of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It wasn't at all. It was like just some hobo who was just like reaching up for air or something.
Yeah.
He had some fucking wine glass.
Gary of the lake.
Yeah, Gary of the puddle. Just like coming out. And just like coming up for air. And he poked his head up. He saw some fucking nightly night drinking out of it. So just, oh shit, I better just get back into the water.
Yeah. Just leave that there.
Yeah.
Make sounds like the Lady of the Lake. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, what Mallobaude didn't see when the hand came up, it was actually doing this.
Swearing at him.
And to find out what I was doing now, you'll just have to watch the video episode.
Well, I mean, if I was kind of riding along and I saw a hand coming out of a lake, I would run a fucking mile. I would be like, that's the scariest thing. I've seen that in horror films, man, and that never ends up well. That never ends well. What I want to know is, like, if he drank from the grail, so his hand comes up from the lake, it's holding the grail, And then the story just goes, and then he drank from the grail. How? Did he wade out into the fucking thing? Did he swim out to it? Because if not, then the grail would have had to be brought to him. And at some point, he's going to be able to see what that hand's attached to. Isn't it? He'll be like, Gary, is that you?
Just a severed arm, just like happened to be clasping a fucking cup.
Yeah, it was just bobbing. It was just happened to be bobbing along.
Like that. Yeah. And he was so embarrassed by it, he just decided to hate Bretonnia.
Yeah. He pulled out of the water and was like, this arm isn't attached to anything. It's all a sham. I'll kill everyone. Yeah.
Listeners, I'm being quiet enduring all of this because I'm saving it for the end times. So let's just keep
going. He knows. He's got something up his sleeve. He's got something up his lab coat.
Let me just say my lab coat pockets are not empty.
All right, we'll call it a day then.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, fine. Keep your secret.
Well, fine. If you're going to be like that, I'm going to do the outro. All right. That's all from us. Thank you so much for listening. If you want more Old World content,
I don't think I've ever interrupted the outro.
In the description, and sign up today to listen to our bonus show, Chunks of Dar.
Bretonnia.
This is the important part. The intro's a load of bollocks, and you can interrupt all. This is the part we need. This is us asking for help. So,
all right. Keep your lab coat on. Jesus.
You've got my lab coat in a twist. Details and imagery for the topics we've discussed in this show.
Your yellow stained lab coat
can be found on our website at layingdownthelore.com, where we also have all our previous episodes, release schedules, and merch. You can also join our Discord now for free, so just hit the link in the description and come and tell us what you think of piss-stained lab coats. We'll be back again soon.
And you can also buy small jars of our piss.
That disclaimer, that is not true. We'll be back again soon, displaying just how little Kral and I know. Until then, goodbye.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I'm sorry for this being such a piss-heavy episode, listeners. I do love you.
Piss.